So after getting a few assignments turned in, I decided that I would give you a few hints here on doing number 37. So the first thing you want to do is you want to input your speed. So of course you print out, you have a print statement that asks for speed. You could, say that you want to range from 0 to 100. Then you have your while loop where you're waiting. So this is the waiting portion. So you're looking at serial dot available. Okay, so once you input something, then you're going to do the serial parse input. So you'll read in input speed. Then you do the same thing for the second part, which is the direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. So ask for direction. And then you have your while loop where you're waiting. So what does it ask, wait, read? So you've got two variables. This one is going to be an integer. This one is going to be a string. So you have to use different, for integers you use parse int for the speed. Actually it's direction, isn't it? Yeah, print asking for direction, right? So the direction is going to be a string. And you could say clockwise or counterclockwise. Give them some hint about what kind of format you're going to use. So you have two variables. Then you take your motor speed input. So let's call this, input speed. Input speed. So some variable that is between 0 and 100. Then you need something that's like motor speed. And then you'll have just a linear relationship where it goes from 100. It'll be 100 plus the input speed times some ratio, because you want this to go to 0, from 0 to 255. So you'll input from 0 to 100, and then you want the answer. Well, actually, what you want the answer is from 100 to 255, because we were saying that 100 below 100 it doesn't work. So you input 0 to 100, and out you get 100 to 255. Okay, so you'll have those two variables. And then what you can have next is a two if statements. One, if the direction is clockwise, and in this if statement you'll set the two directional pins. So set two pins, one will be low high for one direction, and the other if statement will be, if equals counterclockwise, then you'll set the two pins that determine direction high low. It's either low high or high low. Then you can, once you set the direction, then you set your speed by reading your motor speed, but we have this kick part. So what you do is you have two parts. You have an analog write, which sends a signal to the speed pin of 255 for a small time. So we do 50 milliseconds, just enough energy to get it going. But then what you do is you have a second analog write right after that, where instead of reading 255, you read motor speed. So the kick, and it doesn't matter, because this is only 50 milliseconds, it's not really going to affect the overall speed of the motor. It's just going to give it a kick to start with. And then once you've got it moving, then you can put some reading here, this motor speed, which would be between 0 and 255. 255, it doesn't need the kick, but 100, it needs the kick. And then you loop back around and wait for inputs until you tell it to do something different. It's going to run at that speed in that direction. So that is kind of how it works. So hopefully that helps.